I'm back with you again, friends. Welcome. Today we have these, I don't even know what to call them. Maybe fritters, maybe donuts. I don't know, they're so airy, so light that they're unlike anything else. Do you hear that? I also wanted to point out that they only get a bit greasy on the surface. And even then it's so slight you can barely notice it. Inside they're not greasy at all. It's as if they weren't fried in oil at all. It's all positives, really. Let's start with the sponge. For this, we need 250 milliliters of warm water, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and 1 heaping tablespoon of yeast. I took the packet to show my Armenian viewers which brand I use. That came out to 10 grams of yeast and 5 to 6 tablespoons of flour from the total amount. Mix until you get a smooth consistency and leave it until it rises well. While the sponge is rising, let's work on the custard part. This is done very quickly. It's all as simple as can be. 50 milliliters of cold water and 15 grams of flour. That's 1 tablespoon like this. Mix everything thoroughly so there are no lumps left. Put it on the heat and cook until it thickens. This will take about a minute. Transfer it, cover, and let it cool. Be sure to cover it so that the wrap touches the surface. The sponge has already risen. Now add 1 whole egg and 2 yolks. The more yolks, the tastier it will be. But of course, you can just add 2 whole eggs instead. Add a tablespoon of vodka as well. If for some reason you don't want to add it, you can skip it. I would even say it's not a full tablespoon. Add 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil, 4 tablespoons of sugar, and exactly 100 milliliters of warm milk. Start adding the flour, but hold off on the salt and oil for now. Even if you know the exact amount of flour needed, don't add it all at once. Only add it in small portions, watching the consistency. You want to achieve a thickness that your mixer can handle. It all depends on the power of your mixer. If your mixer is weak, you can add less flour and get a more liquid consistency. Pay attention, friends. These special beaters designed for dough have a correct and incorrect way to be positioned. If they are positioned incorrectly, the dough will wind up and rise to the top. This is very inconvenient and it's almost impossible to work like that. If you switch them around, everything will be fine and there won't be any more problems. You see, one of the beaters here is a little different. That's so you don't mix them up. After that, carefully add the soft room temperature butter in small pieces, 40 grams. Also add a tablespoon of flour and a teaspoon of salt. Even though we're making something sweet, salt is necessary. This gives both a good crumb structure and a balanced flavor. I added the flour with a small spoon, so it ended up being 2 spoonfuls. Work the dough just briefly, only until everything is mixed in. And now add our choux mixture. Here too, you just need to mix it in, nothing more. That's it. Using a bit of vegetable oil, shape it into a ball and leave it to proof. We'll meet again when the dough has risen at least 2.5 times its original size. Exactly an hour and a half has passed. Depending on the room temperature, it might take a bit more time. I'm dividing our dough into balls weighing about 55 to 60 grams each, and I let them rest for about 10 minutes. I ended up shaping them with the help of some flour after all. If you don't use too much of it, nothing will burn and there won't be any problems. Just don't overdo it. I ended up with 20 pieces, each weighing 60 grams. Now I'll let them rest and relax for a bit and I'll be back in 10 minutes. Let's start shaping them. I'm going to place them on these little squares of parchment paper so that the risen fluffy dough doesn't get deformed later. If you're worried about the paper, you can lightly grease it with some vegetable oil. Start with the ones you made first, and then go in order. It's really that simple. Flatten them a bit and make a small hole. You can use your finger or any tool you like. I have this piping tip for cream. After shaping, I left them to rise. Look how nicely they've grown. About 40 minutes have passed. First, heat up your pan or pot really well. Pour in a generous amount of oil. The donuts should float freely. This will give them a beautiful white ring. Drop in a small piece and wait until it rises and gets slightly golden. Or you can dip in a wooden spatula. As soon as you see lots of little bubbles forming around it, that means the oil is ready. As soon as we start frying the donuts, lower the temperature. The heat should be low. The oil should be about 160 degrees Celsius, or just keep an eye on it. When the dough goes into the oil, it shouldn't sizzle too much. If the oil reacts too strongly, it means the temperature is too high, and if the reaction isn't too strong, then everything is fine. This way, the temperature won't be too low, so they won't absorb too much oil. And the temperature won't be too high, so they won't brown too quickly and stay raw inside. At this temperature, they have time to turn a beautiful golden color and rise nicely. This is my first test donut. I call the first one a test because I watch it closely. If this white ring forms as it should, it means they've risen well. If this ring doesn't appear, it means you need to let them proof a bit longer. Because if there's enough gas inside, the dough doesn't fully submerge in the oil on either side. As a result, a white stripe forms right here. But if it's not there, it means there isn't enough gas inside. That's it, friends, our donuts are ready. They turned out just as I promised. Yours will turn out even better, because I was the cameraman, the scriptwriter, the cook, and the lighting technician all by myself. I did absolutely everything alone just for you. But you'll be working in calm conditions, so I'm expecting amazing results from you. The crumb inside them, it's just like cotton. Softer than soft, it's hard to describe. Just give it a try.